What's up, VIP coaches? Welcome back. And today we are looking at how to tell when someone is ready for an invitation to a triage call. When is it right to invite someone to a call? What I see oftentimes is that coaches can do this too soon, where they're a little bit pushy and they make an invitation to a call too soon. The person isn't ready, the connection isn't built up yet, or they're just not a right fit, really. And today we're going to look at how you can tell if someone is a right fit, if they're ready, and when it makes sense to do that and how to do it. So let's jump in. And today I'm going to talk about mainly one type of call, which is the generic triage call, where someone seems like they're a fit, they're possibly a fit, ready for help right now. That's the generic way. I'll also touch briefly on the other way. So there's two types of calls that we can do, that can break up here. Now, the first one is what I call a connection call, and that's simply just value. Now, this is for the type of person who is a newer, if you're a newer coach and you're just wanting to build up some pipeline, build up some nurturing, build up some leads for your pipeline, this is great to pump these calls out. Just free value. You're not even trying to move them to a sales call. You're just building up a relationship with them. And this can be a really valuable call. And never really some downside to it, really. If you provide value on that call, maybe some tidbits, or you find out say situation, you can send them some resources and keep checking back in with them. That's just a great way to spend 10 to 15 minutes and really help someone. So this will be a connection call, a value call, and just get your resources together and just to send them to this. So this is for a newer coach. If you're a newer coach and you want to build up a pipeline, build up some leads that have trust in you, or you're a more experienced coach that you just haven't got a lot of leads coming in yet, or a lot of trust built up with people, a pipeline of warm leads, this is a great way to nurture and just add value. So when you want to do this is when more nurturing is needed to move to the next stage. If they're just not ready just yet, for whatever reason, they're working with someone else, they're trying their own thing, they're just trying another diet, that they don't have that urgency there yet to be actually ready to get coached just yet with your services. This is the type of way to do that. Or if you just feel like the person isn't ripe enough, don't have enough trust in you yet to actually get on the sales call and close, this is a great way to build that trust. You just want to make sure that whoever you're inviting on this call, that they're open and responsive. That's a real key. And before you invite them to a call, just make sure that they're open and responsive, which we'll talk more about. So the script here would be, I've got some resources. This is after the discovery process. What we're talking about here, guys, is at the very end, the invitation phase, the very end of this process. We've done our openers, our discovery process. We've gone through all that, and this is simply making an invitation. So if you know this person just isn't ready yet, they're not ready to, don't have that urgency to get some help, they're doing something else for the problem that they have, or the trust isn't built up there with you yet, this is the time that you'd invite them to a call if they're open and responsive. So the script may be, I've got some resources in mind that I think might help. Would you be open to jump on a quick 10 to 15 minute call so I can hear more about your situation and see which ones are going to be most helpful for you right now? And then you can just pop in the old PS, nothing to sell on this call. If they're open and responsive and could be clients, in the near future or down the road, they'll say yes to this. Great way to add value. Now, the second type of call, the qualification call. This is a generic triage call for someone who you feel like have a problem you can fix, and they'll possibly be ready to go through, get some help now. So like the scripting that we talked about in the last lesson, this is the scripting that you'd use. Okay, would it make sense to jump on a quick 10 to 15 minute call so I can hear a little bit more about your situation and goals and see if there's a possibility I might be able to help? Send. PS nothing to sell on this call. Now, so how do you really tell if someone's ready? These are 5 value points you can tell to see if it makes sense to invite them to a call. Number 1, they have a problem you can fix. You've gone through the discovery process. They've talked about their problem is they're 30 pounds overweight and it's affecting them X, Y, Z. And you know that that's something you can help with. Stubborn belly fat, building fitness, getting stronger, whatever it is. They have something that they're wanting to change that you can help them with. Number 1. Number 2, their readiness and urgency. How do you tell how ready they are? Well, it depends on how engaged they are. And really, this is, once again, I talk about the science and the art and a mixture of this. You're feeling into as you're having this conversation with this person in DMs, wherever your conversation is, how open and responsive they are, which we'll talk more about. Are they giving you 1 to 2 word answers? Are they not really opening up? Send them a resource there, ask them if they want a resource, check back in with them later. If it's not feeling right, it's generally not, guys. Only keep moving forward to the next part of the process if it feels right. We also have the questions in the discovery process of how important is this to you? That's why we put these questions in, guys. How important is this? How committed are you to lose this 30 pounds by December so that you can have the wedding of your dreams and look amazing in that dress, whatever it is. Help. They could use some help. This is why we ask them the help question, guys. There's a reason why these questions are in the script. Otherwise, it may not make sense to invite them to a call because we don't know. If we don't know something, we can just ask. So they have a problem we can fix. They're ready to have that urgency. They're open. They're sharing in Messenger. They're telling you stuff that's going on. They're answering your questions in a responsive way. And you ask them about how important it is. The help, you just ask them, is there something you could use help with? They're open and responsive. This is very much, once again, going off what they're giving you. If they're not giving you much, maybe they're not ready yet. Ask them if they'd like a free resource about something that you know that can help them, that you've been talking about, and then check back in with them. They're not ready yet to move on to call, most likely. Almost always. And it feels right. It just feels right and makes sense for both people. You've gone through this discovery process, and it seems like the logical next step about just jumping on a call with them to build more of a connection, the connection call, just build more of a connection, offer them some resources, check back in with them. Or it makes sense because they've told you they have a problem that you can fix. You know their situation, they want help, they're committed and ready now, it's important to them, it's 10 out of 10, they're open to help, and then you invite them to a call. That's when you know. Keep checking back in with this, guys. And once again, it's a win-win. And generally speaking, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. If this doesn't feel right, if the conversation is not flowing, it doesn't feel like it's a hell yes and it's a win-win for both people, it just makes sense to invite them to a call, then maybe it's not time. Go to a connection call, go to some resources, check back in. See how you can keep nurturing. That's it, guys. Hope that helps, and happy booking.